I have learned few things in those 2 years of poultry farming. And the first one is if you want to succeed in your farm, be there most of the time. Try to do your work like feeding your birds so that they can also be able to recognize you. When I started this venture, most of the time I never used to be in the farm. Even getting time to look for my chickens, I didn't have time. So they could get sick and maybe die and stay for some days in the coop without my knowledge. So, if you want to succeed in your poultry business, being present in your farm can really help so much. And stop being a phone call farmer because worse things can happen in your farm without your knowledge. And this really helped me to grow my farm. So try to commit yourself with the farm to be able to achieve your goals. Most of the times I feed my chickens so that I can be able to feed them the correct ratio and be able to know whether there is any problem like a disease. And being present is the only way you can be in a position to learn your business smoothly. I also realized that water is so essential in raising of chickens, and now I supply them with clean water always. And I also learned that it is better for a chicken to go without food than drinking water. I also learned that you should have a business plan for your chicken farming, and this includes like your goals, your target market. I learned that when you are starting any business, you must have a goal. Now, like this one for chicken farming, you must have a goal whether the chickens you are raising are for consumption or for business, and also your target, what you are targeting, and you are targeting how many chickens or how many trays of eggs you are expecting. You should ask yourself these questions before you start your venture because without a plan, it is very, very likely for you to close your business. Do not start a business without considering the market where you'll be selling your produce. Most farmers start their venture without even considering the market. It is very, very important to know your market, especially when you are raising broilers for meat. Have a ready market. When they are ready, you have your own market. Even eggs, do your marketing research before your chickens start laying, not to be disappointed. And this is a point everybody should know before starting the venture. Because eggs can stress you if you don't have anywhere to sell them. Also have patience because you find that some farmers who venture into chicken farming want to start making money immediately. They start the project. My friend, let me tell you, it is a journey and you should be patient until you start making profits. Most farmers here, if they can comment here, they can attest to this. You cannot start today and tomorrow you are waiting to receive profits. You need to wait, especially if you have started with day old chicks. You have to wait for them to mature to start laying. And if you have ordered your chicks somewhere, you have to wait for them to arrive at your farm. Sometimes we order chicks and they take so long before reaching at the farm. You need to be patient and at the end you'll be able to eat the fruits of your labor. And patience is the key. I also learned that You should be ready for the worst, especially when the prices of feeds are high or the prices of eggs are low. Be prepared with some capital, maybe in case of the time the eggs are many in the market, the eggs tend to lack market, and still the chickens are still feeding, and no selling of eggs or selling at a throwaway price. You should be prepared to face this challenge and know how to handle it, because it can also discourage you, especially if you are a beginner. Like in the month of November and December, there are so many challenges of eggs flooding in the market and the prices of feeds going up. This really can heartbreak a farmer who decides to start at the time of challenges. So, when setting up your farm, consider this and be prepared for any worst in the farm. Also, be prepared that any day your farm can have an outbreak of disease and you can lose all your chickens. So, put tight biosecurity in your farm. Another lesson I learned is that keeping record is important, because you have to have a record of birds you have in your farm or birds who have received. Also keep records of your eggs. Record how many trays you have collected in a day. Also record the broken eggs in order to be able to know when you are making losses or profit. Another record is the vaccination record. So note the vaccination date, now the day you are supposed to vaccinate your birds. Also have a record on feeds that you buy and the feeds that you are giving to your birds. Record the expenses on the farm to be able to calculate the profit you are making from the farm. Make sure your records are clear, not to waste time doing poultry farming with no profit. I also learned that you should not copy what someone is doing. Like you see your neighbor has started chicken farming and you also start, and maybe you don't have enough knowledge on how to run your farm. You will end up incurring losses. Some people, they like copying everything. If you are a kind of a person, you will have a lot of problems, because you carry your business as if you are competing with your competitor. First, you need to have enough knowledge to be able to run your business effectively. I had a friend who started chicken farming, and the neighbor decided to start also, and started with a large number to compete with my friend. So, due to this, that person had very little knowledge, and also to identify and treat the diseases was a problem. So the Newcastle struck the farm and she lost everything. So stop copying someone's business if you don't know how to learn. Another thing I have learned is about vaccination. You should vaccinate your birds so that you can prevent them from diseases. I never used to vaccinate my birds. I could lose so many birds until the time I came to learn the importance of vaccination. And that is when I started vaccinating my birds, and disease could strike my farm without my knowledge and could sweep all my flocks. I was very lucky to know this, and nowadays I don't lose so many birds to diseases. Also, I learned that you should not vaccinate sick birds. The last lesson I learned is that you should start small and grow your farm gradually. You should start with the number of birds you can be able to feed without straining, and the number you can be able to feed until they start laying. Some farmers, they start with large numbers and they end up selling them due to lack of capital to buy feeds. So plan yourself well so that you don't get disappointed on the way. In case you want to start with the chicks, keep the ones you'll be able to raise without stressing yourself. That is all what I had for you today. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you have learned something in case you purpose to start your poultry farm. I'm so grateful for your support, and I'm Esther from Esther Farm. And if you are watching this video and you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe and remember to join our membership to be part of the family. And let us meet in the next video. Be blessed always.